pretty amazing story how it all happened.
It may have been intimidating, Dave, but you've earned a place right by him. I mean, your work is excellent.
Oh, thanks.
You got
But
great work.
it was I was very raw. I learned a lot, and I didn't last too long there. But thank you. It definitely is. Everything's come into play. I've worked in feature. I've worked in TV, and I'm sure it'll continue to grow as well.
On that note, Dave, do you have any suggestions on what a person could include or should include in a portfolio if they're looking to get on at one of the studios?
Well, I mean, it depends what position you're applying for. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is you want to focus. Don't just throw all your stuff in there because your grandma says you draw well.
Yeah.
Like for instance, with character design, it's good to show a knowledge of the human form, but an amateur's mistake is you just put a lot of life drawing in there,
Yeah.
and that's usually the sign of an amateur or somebody who's not experienced. Because that's what they tell you in art school, and then Disney told you to draw the figure and stuff.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you understand the human form and lighting and gesture and construction, that stuff's going to show in your character work and your character studies. So it would be nice to see, if for character design, for instance, it'd be nice to see a wide array of styles, like versatility in your designs. Show something, you can do something that's very hyper stylized. So maybe that's a little bit more classical, like the Disney, they call it the Disney no style, anything from Beauty and the Beast and Snow White and stuff like that. And then, something maybe that's graphic that might fit in like a Flash animated show, something that could be transformed into a 3D model, and show some nice, don't just show a page of one cleaned up tight character, but maybe a page of loose sketches where you're really exploring the character, you're drawing them in different positions, and then next to it you might have the finalized version that's cleaned up and in color.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And another thing is to really edit yourself down, because a lot of times when I was supervisor at Cartoon Network, I saw this too often where I was looking for a character designer to work with me, and I kept coming across these portfolios where I'd find a lot of great stuff, but then all of a sudden I'd get to one drawing that was awful. Put it this way, if you have 10 great drawings and that 11th drawing is horrible, I forget those 10 good ones and I only remember the 11th bad one, because then I'm worried that, great, if you're going to come work on this production, I don't want you to turn out some crap like that. Excuse me for saying. So you really need to put, I would say less is more, really, really edit it down for the sake of you only want to show your best, and also directors and supervisors, you get tired looking through stuff.
Imagine.
So I can't really put a number on there in terms of pieces, but it shouldn't be more than 10 pages.
Leave them wanting to see more, right?
What?
Leave them wanting to see more. Huh?
Yeah, I was told a little while ago when I left Disney Feature and I was trying to beef up my stuff and I showed my work to some people like art directors, and one in particular said, I love your stuff, I want to see more, put more, but I feel you might tire out the person, reviewing your portfolio. Okay. Look, it's up to you. I'm going to say one thing. Somebody's going to say something else. It's up to the artists themselves to really make their own decision.
Yeah.
But, I found that the ones the portfolios I would always respond to when I was reviewing stuff is the one that had great stuff. Because what happened is if it's so great, you want them to contact you, and it gives you a chance to talk to them. They say, we love your portfolio. Can you send something more? You got these great characters. We want to see more. And then it'll let you get in some contact, and you're not just a name on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So you kind of get to the next level. So, I don't know if that really answers your question.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's excellent.
But in terms of, I know this is for a visual story, this is for storytellers, for children's book illustration, I can't really answer.
But you've helped. That it gives everybody a guideline on what to work for. And something you said earlier, it reminds me of something that I would like to quote from your book about weightlifting. That life drawing is like weightlifting for an artist. Explain that a little bit and how that goes into preparing a good portfolio.
Well, the way I would like to say is like life drawing or life studies or studying. It doesn't have. When I say life drawing, it's not necessarily figure studies. Animals, obviously, which is what I'm known for. Landscapes, even architecture is like studying from life. You're learning about when architecture would be lighting, structural design, perspective. With the human, it could be anything from gesture and character to construction and anatomy. And it's been a bit of story sketches in there. Animals, obviously, a little bit of the same. Just a different subject. Mm-hmm. But like it is for a football player. Like a football player has to lift weights. Now you're not gonna go to a field and somebody's not gonna pay tons of money to watch you sit there and lift weights,
Right.
on the field. But if you're not doing it on the side, you're not keeping up on your skills. And ultimately, if you're not lifting, if you're not exercising, sharpening your skills in this instance, maybe sharpening your pencils, that matter. But metaphorically speaking, ultimately you'll be out of the game because you won't be up to snuff. Your muscles won't be conditioned, and with that said, you'll be losing out to the other guy. You'll be left behind the goal line, and ultimately, in this situation, out of a job. So what I'm saying is that life drawing is not so necessary to show in your portfolio, but it is like, in a sense, it's like weightlifting for a football player because it's exercising your skills, it's exercising, your talent and your craft, and you're ameliorating your artistic talent, for a sense of the trade, and sense of the craft of entertainment design.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. It reminds me of what Joe said in his book about building a knowledge of your subject that you really can't represent even caricature or any way a sound animal or character without knowledge of that character. So you're building knowledge and you're building your muscles by your doing the life drawing. So that's an excellent suggestion.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's like life drawing and life studies and memory sketches and all that stuff is like weightlifting for a football player. I might have jumbled my answer, but that's basically what I mean by that. It's so important, and I mean, look, I draw. I work in production full time. I freelance. I do all my own, self-publishing my own books. So on and so forth. But at least, like, working at Fox right now, I have a sketch group. We go out at least 2 or 3 times a week and sit at the local Baja Fresh cross street and just sketch people. And it's not about coming away with these amazing illustrations as much as it is studying and really flexing the muscles and getting the bad out. They say we're born with 10,000 bad drawings. It takes a lifetime to get them out. I think I'm born with a million, so that's why I work extra hard. But and it's important to go to life drawing and stay up on it, stay up on those skills. And each morning going to work before my day starts, I try to do some what I call warm up sketches. Really get the blood flowing. And not just jump into it, because also when you're working on a show, you're just drawing in that style, and if at the end of the day, that might be all you're able to draw if you haven't been keeping up on your own stuff and basically keeping a sketchbook.
I think it's neat that you put your sketch club stuff up on the net, because I'm really getting a kick out of seeing that. It's fascinating to see the way you guys think.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since we posted a lot of that. That's why you can always go to my personal blog.
Is there anything that you can tell us about as far as upcoming projects you've got going right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on now, Family Guy's doing a spin-off series, and it's called The Cleveland Show. Cleveland, the one character on Family Guy, one of Peter Griffin's main, friends, is getting his own show. And so that started airing in fall, and I was the first. I was actually one of the first artists actually on the show to come on and help develop the new characters. Now, a lot of people look at me like, oh, artistically. I said, yeah, it's not known for its design. It's not known for its artistic endeavors. It's not any pushing the envelope, but it's known for its writing, and it's a great primetime show, and I'm happy to work on it because it is stable, and they treat us very well. You have to realize at the end of the day, animation is a business.
Oh, yeah.
And things like this allow me to do my own thing. On the side,
And it beats flipping burgers, like you mentioned.
I'm sorry?
And it beats flipping burgers, like you mentioned at one time.
Exactly, yeah. I ain't flipping burgers or pulling fries out of the fryer, and I ain't crunching numbers like accountants and attorneys. Not that they don't like that, but at least I like what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so I'm working on that. I've worked on, I'm working on something with Nickelodeon right now, but it's just, I freelance for Nickelodeon, their consumer product, and I guess it'd be their print media section in New York. I'm just got engaged to do I can't talk about it, some freelance development for a Cookie Jar entertainment company. Okay. I did a project with John Lasseter at Disney Toons just a month or two ago that, since a pin has been put in it, and they've moved on to something else. But that's pretty common in the industry. Things are always, a lot of things never see the light of day, and that hurts us even more as development artists, because then we really can't talk about it. And that's where I'm at now.